Let's look at what we first want to talk about, to what our main idea is of this. And Mr. Hire talked about it in the lab right before we left his class. It's probably going to start out the schools, something to do with the school's authority. We'll put it as apostrophe S. School's authority to monitor social media. So that's the main idea of what's going on in this article, okay? Okay, so now we went through and highlighted a lot of the ideas that we found to be a little bit more important. So let's just make a list over here of ideas that were important from, and it doesn't have to go in order of this. You can kind of just tell me in a nutshell what different ideas you had. So what were some main ideas that came up in here?
The rights.
The rights of who?
Student protection.
Of students. Okay. Okay. What else?
Cyberbullying.
Suing.
What was that?
Cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying was.
Issues of student safety. Harassment.
Oh, you guys are going fast. Cyberbullying and harassment. I heard someone say suing.
Okay.
Inappropriate content. Keeping that.
Suicide. Sexual.
Free speech.
Appropriate content.
Violating school.
Suicide. And Facebook, I heard.
Suicide.
Yep, I wrote that down.
Free speech.
Free speech, another good one.
Did you get inappropriate?
Twitter.
Yeah.
Instagram. Why are you putting that? Huh?
So we can actually put that as, those are all different social media, right, Frank?
Twitter annoys me.
Okay,
I only use Instagram on my phone because that's usually the initial app you got it on.
okay, so now we've kind of got our list here of ideas. So I'm just going to turn your paper over down at the back, okay? So we've got a whole bunch of different ideas, and let's just say that you were asked to summarize this article, because guess what? When you go to DMAC, there's going to be a class you have to take that all students that have to take it. It has to do with summarizing, and they'll give you a whole bunch of articles and say, okay, you have to have so many articles summarized. So we're just going to practice. I think it's part of their beginning course, and colleges will do it too, somewhat, just to kind of have a studies course. I don't think you have to take it, but you have to know how to do it for other classes, so this one course will help you with it. Okay, so looking at our ideas here, and I want to summarize the article. When I summarize the article, am I actually going to rewrite the article?
No.
Put the main ideas together.
You're putting about maybe 3 or 4 sentences in your own words about what you thought of the article.
Okay?
That's too fast.
And sometimes they'll say you need to have, 2 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs maybe even. Okay, so are there any of these ideas that we need to cross out? So let's read them. The rights of students, cyberbullying.
Like are not important.
That are not important. Is there any of them? It could be we have one
The rights of students is like freedom of speech, so we can cross that out.
right here.
Yeah, because
Should we just put an arrow up there?
It is one of the rights.
Okay. Is there any?
Facebook and social media? Because social media is the whole thing we're talking about anyways.
Okay. So we could cross maybe this part of it out at
Facebook
least.
is social media.
Okay. And just leave the social media. Frank, are you okay with that? That if we just
Suicide
only
can
put
go-
social media?
Suicide can go with bullying, harassment.
Ooh, good idea. Okay. Suicide could come up here too. Okay. So
Suing can go to the apartment and contact too.
okay.
Going through things.
So now let's kind of think of what things we can put together. And so you a couple of you guys said the cyberbullying and harassment can go with suicide. So let's put that as a
If you can
number
harass someone so much they want
number
to
one
end their lives.
together. So I'm just putting numbers on it. That's supposed to be a 1 and a 1. Okay? Is there anything else that we could put together?
We put freedom of speech and rights together.
Which one?
Freedom of speech and rights of students.
Okay, so we'll put that as a number 2, so we know that those two go together. Okay?
We can put social media and appropriate content together.
Suing,
Suing inappropriate content.
Because
do you agree with that, Lance? Suing inappropriate content together?
if you think about it, if they're doing appropriate contact, they can get sued too.
And we can put this as number 4, okay? Because that's kind of its own thing, which kind of goes back to our first part. Okay, now, as we're looking at this, is what we're going to do is we are going to try to put some of this together in ideas. We're not going to write yet, okay? Okay, so we know there could be that we don't want these numbers to go in order like that, but we might have the chance to be able to move the numbers around, okay? Is there any of these numbers that we want to make sure come first?
Number 1, basically.
Yeah, number 1, do you want to have cyberbullying, harassment, and suicide be first in our,
The
okay.
rights of students and free speech.
The rights of free, oh, okay, that could be probably a good one for number 1. That's probably right. Okay, what else should come after that?
Suicide and
Cyberbullying.
harassment.
Okay, are we okay to
Can you
keep
mix-
these as 3 and this is 4?
Yeah, I got
You think that's okay, Lance? And Frank, can you look up here? Okay, we could also even start with this as number 1 too, and then go that way, but that's kind of
First of
explaining.
all, it started talking about how they want their passwords and stuff. And it did talk about school authorities and access.
Okay, is there anyone that would feel comfortable in telling us, but not writing it, telling us kind of a summary using these as ideas and putting words together that could also help us by putting some of these words in it? For example, if I were saying, I might say, I read an article today about the school's authority to monitor school or social media. At the beginning, to sum it up, I want you to understand, or I understood that the rights of students and some of the rights of students are free speech and being able to have the chance to have confidentiality.
The way you said that, you said to sum it up, I understood. That doesn't really make sense if you think that.
Yeah, I just am trying to give you examples.
You can
Okay.
probably.
Okay, so does anyone want to try and tell us a couple of sentences that could kind of do what I just did, and using our ideas here from our list, a few transition words, and our idea as a whole. There's no right or wrong. We all may have something different. Okay, Paige, go ahead.
Can I say like talking to somebody else, like it's happening
Yeah.
at school? Can you believe that the school's making us give up our passwords to our social media? Also, that is invasion of my privacy.
Okay, so in using some on our list, what else could we have? That's a great beginning point to it.
Although, if we don't hand out our passwords for our social media accounts,